Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video I'm going to show you how you can add a table to your Wix Studio site. The first thing we have to do is click on these curly braces and click Start Coding. We can then close these two and we want to go to our Add Elements, Layout Tools and Tables. I'm going to select this table here. Move that up a little. Next we need to connect data to our table. To do that you click on this Connect CMS and then you click Add Dataset and then you choose your collection. I haven't got a collection created yet, so I'm going to click Create Collection and then Get Started. I'm going to use the Create with AI feature. This is just going to be a pricing table and it's going to be pricing for a WAS service. And I'm going to leave the generated content on. And I will leave that as it is. And then we're going to click Create. Next what you want to do is you want to add the connection. So I'm going to click Add Column and this first column is going to connect to plan name. I'm going to click Add. I'm going to refresh this website quickly. Try that again. I had this issue earlier. Connections, add column, plan name, add. There we go. And then we're going to add our next column, and that's going to be the features. And we'll add another column, which is going to be our. Did we get a price one? Yeah, our price. And let's add one more column. What have we got? Plain price, discount available features. And we do discount available. Now that we've got our table filled with data, we can start to style our table. Over on the panel, we've got a few options that you can choose. You can change the header, which is changing the colour of the background there. You can then change the colour of the first and last row. So we could maybe have the first row grey, but for some reason it's not selecting the last row. Maybe it will once we're in preview. That might just be a bug, or they haven't named this properly and it's meant to just select the first row. Then we've got the row background. Turn that on, we can see that's selecting the alternate rows here. Click this alternative row, it should colour in the other two for us. Let's take these all back to white for a minute. Then we've got the background on hover, so we can maybe change that to a blue. Click preview. The hover seems to be overridden because of this first and last column, I believe. If we were to then select that, we can see it's now affecting all of them. This would be a selection, so if you click on a row, so that row is selected. Table background will only show if you've got no colour on the row background and on the alternate row background. We can adjust the layout of our table to automatic. We can have it so it only takes up a little bit of the space so they're equal. I prefer equal or automatic myself. As you can see here, if we go on custom width, that does give us a page 2 that we can click to. I'm going to switch back to automatic, and we can adjust the header height. So if we want to make that also 100 so it's matching the row heights, and we can affect the alignment of text. Or we can now also add a border to the whole table. Let's turn that back off. We can also add a divider between the table header. We can do the same for columns. And you can do the same for rows. You can also affect the corners, add shadow, and you can set the font that you want to have for your table header, and then the font that you want to have for your first column, first row, and then do the same for the other text on the table. I'm just going to undo all of that for now. Next, I'm going to show you how you can use custom CSS with your table. I'm going to click on this curly braces and we're going to click add a global CSS file. We can close that and then we delete all of this. As you can see, we've got some pre-made classes by Wix that we can use here. If we were to select table row, we can change the background color. I'm just going to do red, and this will change the color of all the rows to red. As you can see, it's actually selected the table header as well, which I think might well be a bug. I'm not 100% sure on that. And if we were to do nth child, so we want to select the first row only, it's also selecting the header. If we were to change this to 2, we would see that it's only selecting the second row. A way around this is what you actually have to do is you need to target the, let's do this a bit quicker, the table body, and then you target the table row, and then you select the nth child you want. And now I'm going to set the background color, let's just do blue, and we should have just that one term blue. You can also, let's get rid of them for a second, whoops. You can also target the cells. So we click table cell. If we were to give the table cell a background color of red, we'll see all the cells will turn red, including the table header again, which is not ideal. And the same way, if you want to target just the cells, you need to use the table body first. I don't know if that's an issue with the particular table I've just chosen, or if it's across all the tables. Now let's target the table cell, and if we do background color and we do red, we will get all the cells red. Now we can combine this with nth child, but if we select 1, it will select all the cells in row 1, and 2, all the cells in row 2. What you can do instead is we can target the cell body, then we could target the table body, then we could target the table row, then we could select an nth child, and I'm going to target the first row. I want to target just the second cell, so we will write table cell nth child 2, and we will just get this cell here. You can also change the color of the text via the CSS in this way. You could also, if you wanted to use gradients, you could select gradients and things like that. When you write in the CSS like this, it does override some of the panel styles that you might selected. Like if we click preview and I go to hover one of these, we can see it's not affecting this cell because this color is overriding the row color. So you would need to take that into account, whether it's setting your row color off so you don't have a hover effect on it, or setting the hover effect within the CSS yourself. So we can just get rid of all that for a second, and we'll type hover, and we'll type blue, and now when we hover over them, they will all flick to blue on that row. I just remembered we're only selecting that row. Let's say you want to have a checkered version of this. To do that, what you can do is, we will delete this one for a second. And for the first one, we want to target the table body, we want to target the table row, but we're going to target the odd rows first. Then we could do a comma here, and we can just copy that again, paste that in here, but we change this one to 4. And now we've got them on each one of those rows. And then what we can do is we can copy and paste this down, and we can change this to even, change this to 1, change this to 3. Now we need to change that to even. And now we've got a little checkered table that we can use as well. I hope that you find this video useful. Thank you for watching.